Hello everybody, welcome to another Transformers toy review. In today's video, thanks to the team at Toys, we're doing something a little bit different. We're taking a look at the NEZHA Transformers. These are licensed products. These are a brick build Transformers based on kind of the Bumblebee Cyberverse style of figures. I'm going to get this guy built up in a speed build. I'm going to build him up into his tank mode first. These are reassemble, unfortunately, which means we cannot just transform them from one mode to the other. You have to take them apart and put them back together. I'll go tank mode first, then bot mode, show you both modes, let you know my thoughts, and then if you guys and gals like how the video went, then I'll do the rest of the series as well. I have Prime, Bumblebee and Wingblade as well. So without further ado, let's get building. And here we have the tank mode, fully made. It's alright, it's not bad. That took a little bit longer than I was expecting, but we do have kind of working treads. Everything does what it's meant to there. It kind of just pushes along nicely, and the wheels roll. We've got rotation on the turret section there as well. It's not bad. It's a fairly decent size as well. I'm actually pretty happy with how that's come out. As you can see here, we still have a fair few bricks left over. Obviously these will be all used up when we do Megatron. And here's bot mode. Let's give you an idea. That's the head sculpt there. But yeah. That's the tank mode anyway, so I'm now going to have to pull all that apart and start again for the bot mode. And here we have our Decepticon leader fully built up into his robot mode. Now please note we do not get insignias with these figures. Whether I can get licensing for them, I don't know, but Hasbro's name and rights, etc. plastered all over the instructions. This is definitely an official product. Really love how he looks, actually, annoyingly so. So I wasn't a huge fan of season 1 of the program. The following seasons were actually pretty decent. I actually quite enjoyed them, and I found myself watching them in the background while my kids were watching them, and I kind of got into them a little bit. They're quite enjoyable. There's a lot less leftover parts when you get him up into his robot mode in comparison to that tank mode, obviously, because we use those different sections for like the head, etc., and we've got a much kind of bigger area to cover. It holds together pretty decent. The joints are a little bit looser than I would like. Apologies for not having the time-lapse build for the robot mode. My camera actually died midway through and I didn't get a notification telling me that it had died. And obviously it's out of shot, out of sight when filming that sort of angle, and yeah, so the footage that I did get was pretty much unusable, which was unfortunate, but we got there in the end. We have a really nice looking beefy Megatron to take a look at. Personally, I think this looks nicer than that Cyberverse leader that you can get. I reviewed it a while back, didn't I? Wasn't a huge fan of it. I actually think this looks better. Really nice sculpt on that head. We are, articulation wise, we do have rotation. There's no up and down movement on the head though, but we do have ball mounted arms, albeit they're quite loose. The rubber treads, which are actually rubber, kind of let it come up this far. We have a ratcheted elbow. We can have up and down on the hand as well. There's articulated fingers, albeit he only has 3 fingers and a thumb. We do have waist rotation, but you can see the floor in that waist rotation. Look, if you see, we have the rotation here, but because we have these longer panels, when we get around to this point, it stops, and at that point it stops. Pushing it around, you'll just pop that joint off. We have legs that can come this far forwards, this far back, out to the side. There's a little bit of rotation in there as well, and we get a ratcheted knee joint as well. That's pretty much all we get for articulation. I would have liked maybe some ankle pivots put in there with another ball mount, but I think it's a compromise for the size and number of parts We can just rotate this arm around. Now you will notice that mine is sliding all over the place. I've got a very smooth surface here. And of course, we just have smooth bricks on the bottom of Megs as well. Just because he's got these ball mounted sockets on the hips, they really don't want to keep everything into check. He does slip and slide, but I actually really like how he looks. I mean, that's pretty posable, isn't it? It's not the most realistic of poses, but for a brick build figure, I think that's pretty decent. I mentioned earlier on about that character that we could get, which was the licensed character, and we got all the Hasbro licensing here, of course, and then we get the CCTV Animation Inc., which is who done this character here. But I mean, the instructions are pretty straightforward, pretty easy to follow. Now, unlike Lego, these all come kind of in separate bags, but you don't get told when to open the additional bags. You kind of need all bags at once, which I was okay with. I'm kind of used to building like that. Whenever you build things like Lepin, etc., they don't generally tell you which ones to open first. We do have a few leftover bricks, and we get the brick tool as well. We get the licensing brick there, so 2019 Hasbro. But all in all, I actually really like him. He's a good looking piece. I'm very much looking forward to building Prime to go against him as well, and Bumblebee and Wingblade as well. To give you an idea of how big this figure is, here he is alongside some of the leader kind of scale figures. We've got the MPM 04, the Legendary Toys version. Get the oversized Siege Prime. We get the Studio Series Bumblebee Optimus Prime as well in there. It just gives you an indication of how big Megatron is, though I don't have a tape measure to hand, but the packaging suggests that he is 28 centimeters in height, so it's definitely leader scale. Just something about him, he's very kind of imposing, and I actually really like him. I think he comes across as a better looking character than that toy version of him. I assume we don't have the Decepticon logo on him, maybe because the bricks that are used are the same ones we use in tank mode, and they're used for different parts in tank mode. So what would be the Decepticon logo in this form would definitely not match up in his tank form. Personally, the tank was okay, but it is quite frustrating having to pull the figure completely apart to have them in both modes, and as much as I love these, I don't know if I could justify buying 2 of each just to have them displayed in both modes. Let me know in the comment section below if you liked the way I did this video, if you liked that kind of top-down view for the speed build when the speed build worked. If you do like it, who would you like to see done next? Would you like to see Prime, Wingblade, or Bumblebee? I'll see if I can leave a survey or something up on Facebook as well to see what people's thoughts are. I'll leave a link to where this can be purchased over at Sir Toys. And from myself and the rest of the collectibles household, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and until next time, goodbye.